welcome. You're watching Money9. I'm Sakshi, Batra, and this is Last Take, a show where we recap for you all the market day's action as well as share with you which were the sectors and stocks that really moved the markets today and in the direction that it really took. Also, we will give you an update on which are the factors that will rule the markets in the coming days and the trading sessions, and we will also share with you which will be the Q3 earnings for you to important or on your radar as well, to be kept on your radar as well for the week as well. Let's also quickly focus on how the markets really closed today. It was another spectacular day of gains for the Indian equity indices. If you actually see the last week's budget push or the trigger that the markets got, it has got extended in this week as well. So it's been a phenomenal start to this week yet again. Record high levels, a gap up opening at record highs for the benchmark indices, Nifty and the Sensex, and they also have closed at record levels only. 51,348 was the level of the Sensex that it closed at. 1.22% up in trade. That's a 617 points gain. Also for the Nifty 50, if you see 15,115 record closing again for the Nifty 50, almost 200 point jump there, 1.28% of a jump for the Nifty index today. Look at Nifty Bank, yet another day when the Nifty Bank supported the equity indices as far as the benchmarks are concerned. Almost a point up, although it did, underperform the benchmark indices. 35,983 was the level for the Nifty Bank this time. Look at the broader market indices. They have actually outperformed the benchmark indices today. Look at the mid-cap index. It closed at 19,705 and 19,388 was the level at which the small-cap index shut shop today. Both of them, in fact, also closed at record high levels. Moving on to see what kind of sector performance that we saw today. If you actually see the auto index, that actually rose up about 3.5% in trade. The index was also gained about points of about 337 today. The financial services index also jumped higher by 1% today. However, it was the FMCG and the PSU banking index that dragged the markets today in the second half of trade. That is, the PSU banking index led by PNB, that's Punjab National Bank, right after the earnings, that dragged the overall banking index. However, if you see, it was the realty index and also the metal index that rose sharply in today's trading session, pulling up the equity indices as far as the benchmarks are concerned in the narrow markets especially. If you look at the Nifty IT index, that also has been now gaining traction. When you actually talk about the last week's performance, the IT index did not participate that much, but in today's trading session, and that was the expectation early in the morning, we had also told you that this will be the index to watch out for. So the Nifty IT index did close at 2.3% gains with a gain of about 584 points for the IT index. Moving on to see what were the top gainers and losers as far as the Nifty index is concerned. You saw auto majors like M&M leading the charts with 7.4% gains. Tata Motors extending its rally at 6.4% gains today. Hindalco, Shree Cement and JSW Steel, all from the metals and the cement and the construction stocks, still riding high on the momentum set by the union budget in the previous week as well. All up about 3.5 to 7.5% up in trade today. As far as the laggards are concerned, Britannia, Hindustan Lever, if you talk about these two stocks from the FMCG pack, they were the draggers for the Nifty index, 1.5 to 2% loss over there. From the banking space and the finance space, it was Kotak Mahindra Bank and Bajaj Finance that have not been really participating in the rally in today's trading session. Divi's Laboratories after the earnings has also actually seen some bit of profit booking and 1% loss on that counter as well, at trading at about 37.82 for today's trading session. Moving on to see what kind of other factors that really move the markets. Look at the crude check over there. The Brent Crude has in fact touched the $60 to the barrel mark. Now this is over a year high that we've seen for the Brent Crude. Remember, a whole lot of supply cuts have been boosting the prices of oil prices today. If you look at the U.S. economic stimulus, that has been another factor that has been boosting demand for crude oil, which has been actually lacking in the demand factor as far as the COVID pandemic was concerned. This was a sector that actually lost the most, but you can actually see there has been a steady rise from over last week. We were inching up towards from $50 to about now closer to over $60 to the mark for the Brent crude over there as well. So a whole lot of supply cuts by the key producers has been a key trigger, and we'll just have to watch out for what kind of movement does Brent crude take in the future trading sessions as well. Moving on to find out what kind of factors really were important to which actually triggered the market rally today and supported the market momentum in today's trading session. That included positive global cues. We remember we had got a good handover from the US markets that again had recorded a previous week of one of the highest weekly gains that we had seen from November 2020 as far as the US markets are concerned. Record closing for one of the Wall Street indices as well. Moving on to Asian markets, that also had been trading in the positive zone. A whole lot of positive data also coming in from the Asian market supporting the cues as well. The FPIs have also remained net buyers in trade. There has been buying in banking and auto stocks consistently, which is supporting the Indian equity indices. There have been a whole lot high frequency data indicators which are suggesting a recovery in the economy as well, and that's again pushing the sentiment higher for the Indian markets. Also upbeat Q3 earnings, these were the factors that were really important to watch out for, and that actually helped the markets rally in today's trading session. एक बार ये भी देख लेते हैं कि कल के लिए रिजल्ट्स कौन से बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रहेंगे। आपको जानने में आपको ये जानना ज़रूरी है कि बहुत सारे रिजल्ट्स ऑलरेडी रिपोर्ट हो चुके हैं एज फार एज Q3 अर्निंग्स आर कंसर्न, और ओवरऑल अगर आप देखें तो इंडिया इंक ने काफ़ी बेहतर नतीजे पोस्ट किए हैं Q3 FY21 के। कल एबॉट इंडिया, अदानी पोर्ट्स, AIA इंजीनियरिंग, बर्जर पेंट्स, बर्गर किंग जैसे कुछ नामी कंपनियां हैं जिनके नतीजे आने वाले हैं कल। सेंचुरी प्लाई और साथ ही फ्यूचर रिटेल, HCC, JNK बैंक, IOB, लेमन ट्री और टाटा स्टील जैसे कंपनियों के भी कल नतीजे पोस्ट होंगे। तो इन सभी कंपनियों पर आपकी नज़र रह सकती है। किस तरीके के इनके नतीजे आने वाले हैं ये बारीकियों पर Money9 की वेबसाइट पर भी आप जाकर देख सकते हैं, और साथ ही साथ हम आपको मार्केट अपडेट्स के साथ इनके बारे में बताते भी रहेंगे कि क्या एक्सपेक्टेशंस हैं इनके नतीजों की और किस तरीके के नतीजे ये सभी कंपनियां पोस्ट भी कर रही हैं। तो फिलहाल के लिए इस शो को यहीं समेटते हैं और आपसे इजाजत लेते हैं, लेकिन मार्केट के कवरेज के अलावा पर्सनल फाइनेंस स्पेस पर भी एक्शन जारी रहेगा Money9 पर।